of Poland, just at the top of your screen there in the red hat. Well, she keeps swimming right over onto the lane rope, and then she veers back into the center of the lane as she gets to the turn. That's not a great way to swim 400 freestyle, but she is actually, for my looking, Paul, she looks to be moving up on the two leading ladies.
She does, and this is not a slow time at all. Rivard and Laurandi just within a second of world record pace there. The advantage for Rivard is 4/100ths of a second, but could this be a move by the Canadian here? She looks like she's just got a little bit of clear water between her and Laurandi.
Well, you've got to admire the fitness of Jaboyska, who just out of shot there is coming back onto terms at the top of your picture there. She has absolutely eaten the lead that the two leading ladies have. She gets punished as she goes around the wall. That's where Rivard is strongest. But she is a worker, and she is working to claw back that silver medal position from Elodie Laurandi. And if the French woman is not careful, she's going to lose it. Rivard, her stroke shortening slightly now as they come close to the final 60 meters of this 400 meters freestyle. And look at this, Jaboyska is moving on terms. It's going to be very, very tight down the final 50. Rivard, expect her to move out further on this turn. She does. Jaboyska has lost ground. It's going to be a scrap for the bronze and silver. Can Rivard hang on for the gold medal? She's up to stroke rate. She's up to kick rate. They're into the final 25 meters now. Elodie Laurandi desperately trying to get on terms, but I think she might have left it too late. Jaboyska also trying to make a move.
And here is Orly Rivard coming in to the last 10 meters. We'll keep an eye on the clock. It's going to be a fantastic time. It's goal for Rivard. It's Laurandi just ahead of Jaboyska. The European champion again is Elodie Laurandi, but they could not catch the young Canadian. 4:34.65. That is a very, very fast time there for Aurélie Rivard, and she was made to work all the way there. Elodie Laurandi gave her a really good fight there. Rivard just had too much strength at the end, and Laurandi had too much strength for Jaboyska, who came back like an absolute train there.
Well, with fitness like that, it makes you wonder if Jaboyska would have done better to actually take the race out harder to put her in a better place. Now, Elodie Laurandi, well, she's actually been quite a lot quicker. She's the world record holder at 4:32.79, set that in 2013, but she looked very, very happy with that swim. So I think it suggests that maybe a return to form after a quite a long period of absence. This, as they come into the final turn, the final 50.
Good turns from Rivard, taking her away from Laurandi in every turn, and that's made the difference in the end. And Rivard coming away in the middle of the two Europeans, and the tussle there between Laurandi and Jaboyska for the European title. Just won there by Elodie Laurandi. And the third European home will be the young Hungarian, Bianca Pat, who gets in 4:45.77, so she will win a European bronze medal. But Rivard, excellent swimming there from the Canadian, 4:34.65. Laurandi 4:35.54 is the European champion, ahead of Jaboyska and ahead of Bianca Pat. A men's 100 meters backstroke for the S6 classification. Make their way onto pool deck.
Well, S6, really a melting pot class. Lots of different types of disabilities and impairments in this one.
Czeslaw Lensky in lane number 1. Russian swimmer, qualified in 1:9:23. Francesco Bocchiardo in lane number 2. The Italian, the young Netherlands swimmer, Pies van Hulvegen, making his debut, major debut at these championships. European reigning champion in this event, Semenenko. He's next to Taliesin Glock, the Brazilian, top of the world rankings this year. Taliesin Glock, Komarov, the Ukrainian swimmer in lane number 6. Sebastian Ivanov, well supported by the German team, already 3-time Paralympian Ivanov. And Agus Agaim from Indonesia in the outside lane. As you said, Giles, number of different disability types in this S6 class. We'll see quite a range of starting techniques here.
Oh, we certainly will, and slight pause at the start where they adjust the starting belt that the backstroke is used to get purchase on the start pad to generate height. Obviously those who've got leg power gain a big advantage at this stage, but backstroke being a multi-chain power stroke, i.e. there is always power when an able-bodied swimmer is swimming it, and that will tend to favour those who've got two good working arms, so their advantage will come actually in the swim part of the race rather than the technical bits, the start and the turn.
It's a relatively new piece of equipment there, the starting ledge for the backstroke, but what about Semenenko there? Gripping that towel held by his coach, just releasing there.
Well,
and didn't get off very well at all, did he?
No, it was an absolute disaster. His foot slipped off the starting ledge there. But here he comes through now. Naturally got a very streamlined position, no arms, so all the power coming from the legs. And well, it's going to be tight between Semenenko and Glock of Brazil. They're all in a line at the moment, but it looks like it's going to be lane 7, Sebastian Iwanov, who's going to be over first, Paul.
Yeah, Ivanov taking that one, 3/100ths of a second ahead of Komarov. Taliesin Glock well placed. You would have expected Semenenko to be challenging for the lead there, but it's going to be really tough on him, using those big muscles in his legs. He's got to use them all the way back now, and he's going to find it difficult. Oh, he's really struggling, Semenenko, falling out of the top 3 positions.
Well, here they come now into the final 15 metres, and it is Taliesin Glock of Brazil who's just about in lead, but coming back on him is Iwanov of Germany. It's going to be incredibly tight into the finish, but it looks like it's going to be Taliesin Glock. Can he get the finish right? He does. Taliesin Glock wins it in a time of 1:18.36. Second was Komarov in lane 6 of the Ukraine, 1:18.82, and third, well, Sebastian Iwanov, well, he was left for dead at the turn. He was first there. Well, poor old Semenenko got a dreadful start and really had to burn all the juice to actually catch up with the rest of them, and by the time he'd done that, well, there was nothing to come home with.
Well, we're not getting a time for Semenenko on the scoreboard here at the pool. Taliesin Glock did very, very well though. He won that one. Ivanov challenged there, eventually finishing in 3rd position. Komarov in 2nd came through pretty strongly there for 2nd, and it does look like we do have a disqualification, and that was Semenenko. Well, I wonder what happened there. There's a start for Semenenko. He was absolutely left for dead, wasn't he?
He was. I couldn't actually see anything wrong with it. That was actually Taliesin Glock. Here's the turn. Well, there's Iwanov who goes over first. And you can see, because of his leg disability, very, very quick to the wall, quick in rotation, but poor in the push-off.
I just wonder what happened to Semenenko here. Here he's coming into the closing stages. Semenenko really tiring there. Komarov coming through, try and challenge for the gold medal position. Komarov just behind Taliesin Glock. And here is Semenenko. Well, didn't touch the touchpad there, Semenenko, but there is the confirmed result. Taliesin Glock. Komarov will be 2nd place in the Open Championship. He will be the European champion. The next event is on their way to the start. We do have the women's 100 metres backstroke. S6.
Well, some very, very interesting names in this one to look out for, Paul. For me, always interesting to see how Merezhko in lane number 5 is going, because she, of course, can create all sorts of danger for other events across the meet.
Very strong swimmer in a number of events, Merezhko. Funchal from Hungary in lane number 1. Sabintseva from Kazakhstan goes in lane number 2. Anastasia Diodorova, the European champion from 2014. She goes in lane number 3. The 2 Ukrainians in the centre lane, Oksana Krul. Now, she swims without the use of her arms, but she does have small arms. And Merezhko there, a big danger to Oksana Krul in lane 5. Giulio Castellafari in lane number 6. Manuela Romano from Italy in 7. And Anastasia Zavalia from Ukraine, 3rd Ukrainian in this final. She goes in the outside lane, lane 8. The 2 Ukrainians in the centre, though, Giles. Can any of them challenge that long-standing European record held by Miriam de Koning-Paper? Set way back in 2011 at the European Championships in Berlin. And he's kind of backstroke ledges, causing a little bit of a delay at the start here. Romano's backstroke ledges got twisted there.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because in this class, there are definitely going to be some of the swimmers. It's not actually going to necessarily provide them with it. I can't see how it would provide them with any advantage.
Certainly not the ones that have leg disabilities. Sorry, arm disabilities. They have maybe in the advantage of, if you only start from one leg, it does stop the slipping off the legs. Didn't seem to have much of an effect with Semenenko, though. Oksana Krul being held by her coach there, by these small arms there. Maybe the best reaction was in the lane next to Oksana Krul, and that was the reigning champion, Diodorova. So the 2 swimmers swimming without the use of their arms are away pretty fast, and Oksana Krul looking very good. Butterfly champion, of course, and she has gone out fast there with that butterfly, inverted butterfly leg kick stroke.
Lovely, very stable stroke, isn't it? And she used almost the full 15-metre allowance underwater, and interestingly, she held her hands above her head for the most streamlined position underwater, and then when she got going, she put her hands by her side. Just a short pull there to get her over onto her front. Not anywhere near as far underwater on the way back. It burns a lot of oxygen, and you can already see that kick rate is starting to tire a bit, and this is where the others will start to reel them in now as their advantages in this class start to play out. The inverted butterfly kickers, really, those stomach muscles will be burning, the leg muscles will be burning. They're coming now into the final 15 metres and really moving up. In lane number 5 is Merezhko. It's going to be quite tight at the finish, Paul.
It's going to be very tight. Diodorova has gone ahead now of Oksana Krul. Merezhko trying to come back, but Diodorova is going to retain her European title. An excellent time of 1:26.67. She will take the European title again. She's retained that title that she won in 2014. And the fast finishing Merezhko could not quite get on level terms with her teammate Oksana Krul. Oksana Krul went out really fast, and again she has to settle for a silver medal in this event. Silver at the World Championships last year, silver again here at the European Championships here in Funchal. But yeah, it was all about these swimmers with just the use of their legs, just holding on at the end there, wasn't it? And Diodorova was the stronger.
Well, it was almost the same mistake that we saw, a carbon copy of the same mistake that we saw in the men's event. Really just, Merezhko just over-revving really on that first 50, but without the strength and fitness to be able to bring it home. There you can see hands above her head, then down to the side. She'll have worked that out with her coach to make sure that's the most efficient way. In fact, actually just there in that shot, she just started to veer off in the lane, and that would have cost her Here, of course, the finish. Hits the wall and suddenly recoils to absorb the shock.
And Teodorova will take the European title, 126.67 ahead of Oksana Krul and Yelisaveta Mereshko in 3rd position. Mereshko will have more events to come. The men's 100 backstroke S7 final. Well, this race promises to be an absolute cracker. It is stacked with quality here. Jonathan Fox from Great Britain making his comeback to international competition after 3 years out.
Well, he really has had a torrid time. Shoulder problem after shoulder problem. But back in the game now.
There is the reigning European champion and the reigning world champion Gladkov from Russia. He will be a threat. Kapnitsaya may also feature in the medals. Evgeny Bodaiko, a Paralympic silver medalist, behind this man, Jonathan Fox, the world record holder from Great Britain. Italo Pereira, medalist last year at the World Championships in Glasgow. Tejas Diandredi, first of 2 Argentinians, Sinovcic of Croatia in 7. The experienced Guillermo Maro, already 4 times a Paralympian, trying to make it to his 5th games. This could be an important swim for Guillermo Maro. Could be an important swim for Jonathan Fox from Great Britain. The world record stands at 109.52. Jonathan Fox next to Boadaiko. Italo Pereira. There's the world champion, Andrei Gladkov from Russia. Won that world title in a time very close to Jonathan Fox's world record time. There is again a little bit of a delay for the start. Again, it's those backstroke ledges causing the difficulties.
Yeah, these swimmers seem to be having trouble, particularly in lanes 4, 5 and 6, with adjusting them. They've got there you can see, they've got adjustable tapes to change the height of the ledge and a kind of ratchet mechanism to hold it in place. Now obviously you've got to make sure that it's even so that you've got a nice flat ledge for a good start.
Gladkov, world champion, looks relaxed. Isaiah may also feature in the medals. The experienced man closest to us, Guillermo Maro from Argentina.